Is journalism dying?
During COVID, the Collegiate kind of died. We lost a lot of the tradition. It's student run since 61, so we lost a lot of legacy there. We're kind of redefining what it is to be a student newspaper at Delta College. My name is Ani, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Delta Collegiate.
My name is Michaela Blue, and I am a multimedia journalist here.
So the importance of students running the student newspaper is to get a different perspective than what you'd have otherwise.
People might look at a story from a different light. We could attend the same speech and all get something different from it, or attend the same event and have a completely different experience.
Because if it were like administration or faculty running the paper, you wouldn't get that same student voice that you do when it's all students in charge. We keep our stories relevant to the students at Delta by acting on the feedback that we get from students.
I kind of just look at each event through the lens of a college student. You know, is it about a topic that would interest them? Is it about an event that they might want to attend? Is it relevant to a large population in America? Because I think a lot of times people want to know the more general stuff as well. So kind of just looking at what I would want to read if I were reading a student newspaper. The process of working on a story, for me, kind of just starts with being willing to take on anything. There's a lot of things that I didn't think that I would be comfortable working on or taking a chance with that I've had a lot of fun with. So taking on the story, getting it up on the board, if it's a story that I'm bringing, doing a pitch for it and just kind of explaining to people why I think it's relevant here.
We workshop that story, we work out like, okay, what's important here? What's the angle here? What do we want to know about this? What do students want to know about this? And then from there, we make plans, what we're going to do when we're actually reporting on it. If it's an event, for example, who are we going to talk to at the event?
You know, reaching out to people, seeing if they'd be comfortable with interviews, and trying to be the most open presence that I can be for people to want to talk to me.
It usually has to be like a pretty quick turnover. If, again, it's like an event, then it goes to me for editing. And usually the stories are pretty good. I don't have to change too much about it.
And then getting them published and staying up until 3 a.m. helping with print.
So the collaboration really comes in with, I guess it's story by story, because sometimes it's people working on it individually, but then other times we have, you know, a bunch of people working together on one assignment. But even when it's an individual working, we do try to get help and advice from other people. You know, we really talk it out.
We kind of all go through and help each other. So, you know, there's not a lot here that I haven't helped other people with, and there's a lot that I know that if I needed help with something, people would be more than willing to help me out with it too.
When it is more of a, okay, we have like 3 reporters on this one assignment, what we have is different talents coming together to create a story. We have someone who's really good at interviewing or writing. We have someone who's good at taking photos, or someone who's good at taking videos. Those talents are what come together to really make a story work. Student submissions are very important for the Collegiate because it's getting their voice out there more directly, and then also it's making the newspaper a tool for students. This semester, the Delta Collegiate was partnering up with the new media writing class. A portion of those students decided to work with the Delta Collegiate by making election-themed blog posts every week.
So those come through for Ani here at the Collegiate to edit, and then they get posted on our website just like any other submission would.
So it's a really cool way to get student work published. We will have some that even make it to our print edition instead of just being published online. Print media is really important despite us publishing all of our articles and all of our videos online. I see it as a nice comprehensive, like, here's the best of the best of what we had, and you know, you can go to the website or you can go to our social media if you want to see more.
It reaches a completely different audience. I think that when you're talking about journalism, you are dealing with everybody.
But then also there's a level of creativity that goes into it. Our page designer puts a lot of effort into what she does. It's so cool at the end to have this nice looking physical copy of all of our work in our hands. It's a much better way to share your work with people. It's like putting a nice little bow on everything. It's great. I love it. So yeah, during COVID, the Collegiate kind of died. You can't really have a newspaper when there is no classes to report on. That was a really hard hole to climb out of. We're still climbing out of that hole, really. The newspaper is not what it was, and it's become something very different, which I think can be a good thing. We're kind of redefining what it is to be a student newspaper at Delta College.
Is journalism dying?
What journalism was is dying. It's not dead, it is dying, though. Maybe in the same way that the student newspaper at Delta died when COVID happened, right?
I think it's not dying, it's changing. I think that, in fact, there's more journalism now than there has ever been before, right? We are seeing websites, we're seeing podcasts, we're seeing spoken journalism through videos rather than just writing. People tend to view it as dying, a lot like they viewed radio as dying, you know, when television came out.
Yeah, I've entered a dying career. It's dying, but it's evolving. Yeah. Like a phoenix coming out of the ashes. Do not put that in there, please.
Things are constantly changing, but I don't necessarily think that means it's dying. Journalism has always offered different takes on things, and I think that that's something that, even if it might not happen through print, is something that we're not going to lose completely.
Have fun, guys. Thanks.